from James Madison University. We're going to start with head coach Loren LaPorte. And as we're waiting for questions, Coach, can you start us off with a statement about today's game?
Yeah, I mean, we talked before the game. This game was going to be about grit, momentum, playing for each other, and that's what they did. 1 through 7, I don't feel like we let off the gas at all. CeCes did a phenomenal job in the circle, and Kate did what she does the best, and get us started with a bomb over the fence.
Start with Al Lesser.
Coach, first of all, the first inning when it looked like CeCes kind of tweaked her ankle a bit, what was going through your mind there and what happened?
It's one of those things where you kind of hold your breath a little bit, but she just hit the bag a little funky. I knew she was going to be all right by looking at her. You can kind of tell we've been with each other for 5 years. So I know when she's hurt and when she's all right. So when I walked over there, she had that smile on her face, like, I'm okay, coach. I didn't want to run for her in that situation because it was so early in the game. So I felt like she could stay in, and, I knew she was going to be okay.
And just one more on, in the third and fourth inning, they had 2 runners on with 1 out both times. Were you apprehensive there? Did you have anybody warming up? Were you worried about that?
Well, we have people ready to go in relief, but CeCes did such a good job yesterday in pressure situations. So us in the dugout, we weren't worried at all. She can handle the pressure. She's been here tons of times. She actually does better when the pressure's on, and she did just that.
Go to Eric Lopez and then Dave Thomas.
Coach, congratulations on the win. What can you say about Kate? It seems like every big game you've been a part of, offensively, she's always right in the middle of it, helping your team get a win. What makes her so special?
I think we had a little conversation right before her at bat, and I just told her, I was like, you be you. She's so successful early in the count, and, she found the pitch she could drive, and she didn't let it go by this time. She took advantage of it, and she knew what she needed to do for this team. And she did it at the right time for us. And we gained momentum from that inning. And I just don't feel like we ever lost it, from the 4th to the 7th after that.
Speak to the growth of CeCes, what you've seen from her as she has developed here. I mean, she's now here in the national scene. A lot of people are getting to see her. She's putting a name for herself and following the legacies of the Fords and the Goods. Yeah, I mean,
CeCe's pitching her best right now, and it's pretty remarkable to watch. She's zoned in. We make sure we take care of her. After this, we'll be doing a lot of treatment. But I think most of all, her preparation, her maturity, getting ready for the opponent has gotten so good. I mean, we go back to the hotel and she's got the game on the screen right away. That's very, very important at this time of the year. And, I think all of our players, they're not just going back and celebrating. We're going back and getting back to work to prepare for the next day.
Your team always thrives on being battle tested. I mean, you played an incredible game against Liberty yesterday. A lot of times teams might, just be kind of worn out from that game, but it seems like your team thrives on that kind of stuff. You want that kind of competition, don't you?
Oh yeah. I think, this group, especially the super seniors and the seniors, they've already been kind of the underdog. People haven't believed in them already this year. And they love it. They love it. That's all. We've played like that. For 4 or 5 years now. We're gritty. We're going to fight. And we love the competition. So bring it.
We'll go to Dave Thomas.
Hey, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
Talk about the experience your team's had the last few years. Obviously, your success at Michigan a couple of years ago, but even dating back a few years, these super seniors and the ones that have been around this program a while, they've had a taste of this before. So there wasn't much panic probably in your dugout, was there?
No, and that's another thing we talked about, before the game. I mean, we have veteran postseason players. This is what we work for all year. The early morning lifts, the conditioning workouts. This is the time of the season that we want to get to, and we want to be playing our best. So they're not like in a space where they're freaked out. Like this is why they do everything. This is why we play. And the postseason's the best time of the year. And it's nice that our big time players are stepping up in big time moments.
It seemed like at times you'd see Odyssey sharing a laugh with Sarah or with Madison. There seems to be a fun element between outs, between pitches. How much of that is you and how much of that is just them?
I think it's important that we can't lose sight of having fun playing and playing for each other. Like when we get tight, that's sometimes when we make mistakes. We told the team yesterday, it's all about playing loose and free at this point, and that's how they're playing. You know, we give up a hit, so what? So what? It's one base. And they know, I think CeCes knows that her defense can get her out of anything. I mean, the plays we made today, the double play, I mean, that was huge. The short hop that Jubbs caught, all the pop-ups that we went to, you know, on drop steps. I mean, we had some big time plays that helped her. And we know Tennessee's going to put the ball in play, you know, so I think it takes everybody, it takes the team to win at this level.
Speaking of the defense, obviously likes the strikeouts, but depending upon that defense and maybe even depending upon Loren to frame behind the plate a little bit, did you have to talk to her, say, listen, they're going to probably hit the ball today. They're going to put some things in play. Let your teammates do their job.
No, we don't talk about that before the game. You know, we like the strikeouts. We don't want her to think that she needs to feed the defense. But it's nice to have the strikeouts and sharp defense. But that's not something we talk about with her at all. You know, I feel like she did a really good job. I felt like we got squeezed a little bit there at the end. And she did such a great job handling her composure. And that's what you got to have, you know, in that 5th, 6th, and 7th when runners are on base, you know, to strike out the best hitter on the team with that pitch. It was unbelievable. I still I feel like I blacked out for a moment there.
And last one for me, you told me earlier this week that you knew going in, playing it in Knoxville before, you knew the atmosphere, you knew how their fans were. It seemed like JMU Nation really turned out. And what was it like standing out there hearing JMU chanted for you as things closed out?
Yeah, we actually told the parents this morning. They were outside this morning and in front of our hotel. I mean, it was unbelievable, their energy and how loud they were yesterday. And it's great for our kids because, you know, this team hasn't been able to play in front of a full crowd all year. And to give us that, you know, it gives us more energy and everything. So we need our fans to keep it up. And we had a lot of people drive down here for it. So tomorrow's the big day.
Thank you, Coach. We'll now